After weeks of waiting, the SBA finally releases the official new rules and changes for the first PPP and the new rules if you want to apply for PPP 2. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hello from Freedomtax Accounting. We're an accounting firm where we have been providing quality tax and accounting services now for over 20 years. If you're new to this channel, we provide strategies for small business owners so they can achieve their financial goals. Although for the last couple of months, we have been concentrating on providing information on the SBA loan programs. We are recording this video on January 7th, 2021. We always emphasize the date of the recording of any video relating to the PPP loan because this program is constantly changing. So there may be things we discuss in this video that can change in the future. So that's the importance of subscribing to our channel. That way you're always up to date with the most accurate and correct and current information regarding these SBA loan programs. Now, last night, January 6th, the SBA published 2 new interim final rules on their website. The first one is an 82-page document. The second one is a 42-page document. We have read it briefly. We are studying it in detail as we speak. But in this video, we wanted to let you know that these documents are available and we will provide links to those 2 new documents from the SBA in the description below. But we are going to provide an overview and of the most important things that those 2 documents say. The first document, which is an 82-page interim final rule, basically provides the new rules and changes to the first PPP loan. The second document, the 42-page interim final rule, gives us information with the new rules for the second round of PPP loans, which the official name is PPP second draw loans. Once again, links to those 2 interim final rule documents are going to be placed in the description of this video. So in an overview relating to the second PPP loan, okay, the new rules are the second PPP loan is going to have a max of $2 million. That's down from $10 million that was the first PPP loan. You have to have 300 or fewer employees. That's down from 500 employees compared to the first PPP. So proprietors, independent contractors will also be able to apply. You will have to show that you have used or you will use the full amount of the first PPP you got. And what everyone was expecting, businesses that want to apply for the second PPP, they need to show at least 25% reduction in gross revenue in any 2020 quarter compared to the same quarter of 2019. So you are going to have to show that you had economic hardship and you had at least 25% reduction in sales for a quarter in 2020 compared to the same quarter in 2019. Good news for hotels and restaurants. Instead of getting 2.5 times the average monthly payroll, they're getting 3.5 times the average monthly payroll. So hotels and restaurants, you're going to get a higher PPP loan compared to other industries. All right. Now, the information provided in these documents relating to the first PPP, basically for anyone who did not get the first PPP, will be able to apply for a first PPP with very similar rules for the first PPP. Like, for example, you have to have 500 or fewer employees, you can be sole proprietor, and you can be self-employed. Okay. Now, the rules, if you're going to apply for a PPP loan for the first time, the rules are very similar, but now you will have more allowable expenses for forgiveness. All right. So it's going, and apparently, if you did not qualify for the first PPP and maybe with your 2020 numbers you are able to apply for the first PPP, apparently you're going to be able to do so. Okay. Now, in summary, the documents also talk about and and give us the final ruling on the simplified forgiveness application. These two documents, we can see that finally the final rules for forgiveness for any PPP loan. If you got a PPP loan 1 and it's $150,000 or less, you are going to have a simplified forgiveness process. The new process is a one-page form, which defends a video we did earlier this week, where there is a new PPP forgiveness form on the SBA website, which a lot of people were saying that's the new forgiveness form, but when you look at it, it's 5 pages long, and we were saying that's not the new forgiveness form. So once again, this confirms that the new PPP forgiveness application form for people who got PPP $150,000 or less is going to be a one-page form. You will not be required to provide documentation at time of forgiveness, but you must keep your records for 4 years because the SBA has 4 years to audit your case. Okay? Now, these interim final rules say that the SBA must create a simplified application form within 24 days of the bill's enactment. So if the SBA takes that long, realistically, this new form will be ready by the end of January, and after that, we have to wait for the banks to implement this new forgiveness form. So most probably, you will be applying for your first PPP forgiveness if you got $150,000 or less by the end of January or early February. Okay, but the good news is that if you want to apply for the second PPP, you do not have to have your first one forgiven. So that's good news. Okay, in other terms and other things that we noted in this interim final rules is that we finally get the final ruling on that the EIDL grant will not affect PPP forgiveness. So if you got a PPP loan and you also got the EIDL grant, good news, you're going to get 100% forgiveness. It is possible now because the EIDL grant will not affect PPP forgiveness. Okay. Also, we want to read more on this subject, but briefly we read that apparently there's going to be additional help for businesses that have 10 employees or less, and people who did not apply or were not eligible for PPP 1 and they are eligible now under the new rules, they're able to get a first PPP as well. But we will be studying these documents in detail. In the next couple of days, we will come out with more detailed information about the additional help for businesses that have 10 employees or less. So what do you need to do now? If you want to apply for a second PPP loan, you have to start doing things now. Don't wait till the gates are open. You need to start doing things now. These are the things that we have been telling our clients since November of last year. So basically, all of our accounting clients are ready to apply for PPP 2 because we were getting them prepared since the end of November of 2020. But this is what you need to do if you want to apply for PPP 2. You need to get your 2019 and your 2020 financial statements up to date. What does that mean? Your 2019 and your 2020 monthly P&Ls, profit and loss, and get your 2019 and 2020 monthly bank statements ready. Why? Because you're going to have to show that you had at least 25% reduction in sales in a quarter of 2020 compared to 2019. So get your financials up to date, okay? And also, for employers, this does not apply for self-employed or independent contractors. But if you are an employer, meaning that you're going to apply for the second PPP with payroll as an employer, you need to get your 2019 and your 2020 payroll reports ready. Get your 940, your 941s, your W-2s, your state payroll payroll reports. get those payroll documents ready. If you're using a payroll provider, call them up, tell them to give you these documents now, so you have them ready as soon as you're able to apply for the second round of PPP. Also, start communicating with the bank that gave you your first PPP. Don't wait for them to call you. Be proactive. Call them. Start some kind of line of communication. Why? Because you need to know if they're even going to be able to supply the second PPP. We did a video last week about that you may have to apply for PPP 2 with a different bank. All right, and we will put a link to that video on top here, okay? So start communicating with the bank that gave you your first PPP and confirm that they will also be able to give you a second PPP, and maybe they already have some kind of requirements or different rules that you maybe you want to know that now, okay? So thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Remember that the documents are available on the description below, and watch this suggested video where we talk about why you may have to apply for PPP 2 with a different bank. All right, so everybody stay safe. God bless you. Bye-bye.